Golpearon más abajo. Buscan manduca. Esperaba.
Boulders. The sun is there, the slender trees.
His gingerbread coach, old queen in the bat chair, like they say.
Tengo que mandar a arreglarlas, de verdad. Lástima. Nada menos que decepcionante.
He was going to Chamartin. This traveller listened to a learning Spanish CD on a 25-minute commute. That day, the train took an extra breath at each station, extending his subjunctive hell. Pausing it, the Geary picked up a copy of the Barrio paper, abandoned on the adjoining seat. Yes, community notices, grocery coupons, they were all a ticket to here. An immigrant, Prince of Chamartin, spokesperson of Madrid, on track, observing, listening. He almost looked like them, those commuting mothers and fathers, dressed in Spanish clothes and a Spanish life.
I used to have a dog. We'd go for a walk. I'd throw her a log. She wouldn't pick it up, things too big, so I throw her a twig. She looks at me real sly, not quite eye to eye. Who are you trying to fool with that silly trick? Can't fool a dog with no stick. So we go across the tracks, climb up the slope and follow the trickle. It's less than a stream, but it leads to the land of our mutual dream. We meander and shuffle in the meadow on top. She's barking at cows, I'm looking at bark and branches unwasted, just the right size. I throw her the best ones and watch her with pride. We play to our fill, then head back down the hill, following the creek. It's more than a trickle. Later in the evening, my dog on my knees, we find simple things to please our leisure, and we speak Portuguese, the language of pleasure. Vem aqui, cachorra. Vamos ver televisão em colo. Cachorra. Ai, que prazer.
Ha llovido toda mi vida de seguido, y los pájaros fuera tienen ahora nombres exóticos. La llama, la nieve, el travieso. La jungla es una flor abriéndose al otro lado. El bosque dentro, enmarañado, tupido como siempre, empapado en el gris y azul que repartimos sin saber si se puede compartir lo que no es nuestro.
Two.
people will talk. You feel that you know, compared to the rest of the population, you
can fly.
So happy St. Patrick's Day. Lá Fela Pádraig Sunugwich. And today I am very, very happy to be here speaking to you guys about my experiences and recollections of and during St. Patrick's Day. Now, before I begin, I should mention that I may not be wearing green right now, but I am sitting on a green chair and I have a lovely green curtain in the background, so I'm feeling quite stately and quite Irish about the whole thing. But when I think of St. Patrick's Day, guys, I inevitably think of my time working in Madrid, because I suppose, you know, living abroad for about 10 years as I did in Madrid, I would probably consider it my second home, or you know, certainly very close to that. And I guess when it comes to St. Patrick's Day, working in an Irish bar, you don't want to be going in there ill-prepared, because work is certainly what you're going to do when you work at an Irish bar on St. Patrick's Day. I remember my very first year there. I was only probably in Madrid about 2-3 months at a time, and had just started working in the Irish bar. I was loving the experience of it, but had been told by all and sundry by my colleagues that I needed to basically prepare and eat about 2 tons of carbohydrates before going into work on that week of the shift, because oh man, you're going to be busy. And we certainly were. I remember the first year we were just basically working 14-15 hour shifts non-stop, and my left arm was in a sling for the week after I was pulling that many pints of Guinness. I think we sold something like 5,500 pints of Guinness or on that Patrick's Day, you know, in the bar. And you know, but like, in an incredible buzz, an incredible atmosphere. You're literally talking to people all day. It's go, but you know, just a wonderful collaboration, and the mixture of people coming together from all different walks of life. I think that's the good thing about St. Patrick's Day. It brings people together. And certainly the Spanish, the local madrileños. You would be huge crowds outside of the bar. And you know, it was probably the only day of the year where we were actually you know, having people queue outside the bar. It wasn't a very common problem we had, but certainly on St. Patrick's Day, everyone came out to celebrate. And I guess then maybe I complained a little bit too much about having to work so hard during St. Patrick's Day, because the following year they decided I was going to jump into a different role, and I donned the St. Patrick uniform or outfit, or whatever, the costume, whatever the correct word for that is. And oh man, I was never as popular in my life. I remember we went down to a local store which was very close to the area where the bar was located in Huertas, and we got ourselves a costume for St. Patrick's. So I was basically dressed as a bishop for the evening, and it was the nearest thing I came to touching on to fame, because I was signing autographs. I was I'm only joking, but I certainly had a lot of photo opportunities that night, and it was just fantastic. I didn't have to work nearly as hard. I basically had people following me around for the night, and it was tremendous crack and great fun. And met so many people that night, and a lot of people who I'd still be in contact with. So, you know, when I think of St. Patrick's Day, I always you know, hark back to my days living in Madrid, because they were some of the best memories I had. So for you guys watching, I wish you the very, very best for the day. Enjoy it, and have a pint of Guinness on me. Thanks so much.
It's not that I'm unsympathetic to people living on other continents, but Ireland being 2 hours away is just a half of it. Buses pull out of airports onto roads that, like some cities, are left behind. Low, green fields roll by in craws punctuated by thin sentries. Scraggly trees eyeing you up like old ones, and faces from doorways. Who's this coming through here? Cows chew mindlessly on the cud, while I fumble on the express service with the wrapper of the first decent chocolate I've had in a while. Peter O'Toole stares at me from a laptop presentation of Lawrence of Arabia. The island is lashed by wind and wave, a demonic drift, for the benefit of the continent. I feel in a bubble over there, away from the hard judgments that set in over the course of a relationship, the distant and circuitous ones. Putting down the magazine, one can appreciate all the ways walking can find its own meaning in a tribe, its own myth.
This is the hat. I hated the hat from the first moment I set eyes on it. A preposterous aberration whose creator had fallen calamitously between the two stools of Sherlock's deerstalker and a Beagle-style flying helmet, and thus produced a millinery monstrosity that was terrible to contemplate. Its shiny dark brown surface, failing dismally to imitate real leather, reared up in a dome to culminate in a large round button at the summit. The thing was in no way embellished by the black patent peak protruding at the front. "Look what I got you for you in the market," chirped Ma. "Isn't it great? Just what you need for the winter. It'll keep your wee ears warm in the cold mornings too." True enough, the contraption really was equipped with two large ear flaps sawn into the bottom rim of the headpiece, and the whole caboodle was lined with a white fleecy kind of fur. These ear warmers had long strips of brown ribbon attached to the lower extremities, so that they could be raised like the gun ports on a man of war when not needed, with the ribbons tied in a bow across the top. Alternatively, with the flaps lowered to cover the ears, the ribbons could be left hanging loose or tied under the chin. In either configuration, the effect was hideous. "Isn't it just great, Daddy?" My dad stared at me and squinted at the furry mutation wedged on my head in the up mode. "You're not going to make the child wear that, are you?" "Of course he's going to wear it. It's grand. Just what he needs for going to school." Dad looks at Ma, does a double take at me adorned with a hat, looks back at her, and says nothing. "Aksha, what do you know about hats anyway? It's lovely, so it is." I appreciate Dad's implied, if unspoken, empathy, and I'm sure he too is mystified as to how the atrocity in question could be in any way lovely.
I will arise and go now, and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin build there, of clay and wattles made. 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honey bee, and live alone in the bee-loud glade. And I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the vales of the morning to where the cricket sings. There midnight's all a glimmer, and noon a purple glow, and evening full of the linnet's wings. I will arise and go now, for always night and day I hear lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore, while I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey. I hear it in the deep heart's core.